Hey everybody, welcome back. This is another milsurp gun that is definitely worthy of talking about. This is a Czechoslovakian CZ82. This is the military version. They made a civilian version of this pistol called the CZ83 in a 32 ACP and a 380 ACP. This one's chambered in the 9x18 millimeter Makarov, the same round that the the Russian, Chinese, Bulgarian and Russian Makarov shoots, and it's the same round that the Hungarian PA-63 shoots. More or less a 9mm short, a lot of people would like to refer to it as, but actually I think it's more in ballistics it's closer to a 380 ACP than it is a 9mm parabellum, but nonetheless it is a potent round, and it was used in those pistols for years by militaries and civilian police in those countries. And this is just a great pistol, guys. The importation is drying up on milsurp stuff. I think we all know that, especially on some of the 7.62 by 25 millimeter Tokarev ammunition. It's starting to really dry up. It's harder to find that stuff for cheap. Every once in a while you can find a place selling some, but they don't have it very long, and these weapons are just drying up. If you're going to buy them, a lot of times you have to buy them from private individuals that are willing to give them up. Now, right now, J&G sales, and I think Aim Surplus has a few of these for sale, and I think they run about $219, and they're extremely worth it. They're a great little gun. They're all steel construction. They have a fixed chrome line barrel fixed to the frame. They're very easy to break down and clean. They're very accurate. They've got polygonal rifling, which lends to great accuracy. They have a cocked and locked feature with an external safety, much like a 1911. A lot of people like to carry these little pistols. They're not lightweight at all. They're not supposed to be. They're a military sidearm. But will they stand the test of time? Absolutely. Will they be around after you're gone? Absolutely. Will they still function 100 years from now? More than likely they will, when a lot of guns won't. And that's a lot of reason why people like military surplus stuff to begin with, is because of their dependability, and they're just good quality stuff, as far as, beat it on a rock and it still shoots. But the story behind this little pistol is basically it replaced, in 1983, it had replaced the Czechoslovakian CZ52, or the VZ52, as it's known in Czechoslovakia. I have one of those, and it's a big gun. It's a lot bigger than this, and it shoots that 7.62 by 25 millimeter round. And I have a video on my YouTube channel. You might check it out, get a better look at that pistol. But you'll see why they replaced that. This is a much smaller, more compact pistol. The 9x18 millimeter Makarov round was a very popular round. Started being that way back in the early 50s when the Makarov was produced in Russia. So the Czechs wanted to produce a pistol that would fire that round, and it is a lot more compact to go in your holsters for your military police and your civilian police, and so they did it in 1983. From 1983 to 1993, the Czechs carried this in their holsters, and then was replaced by after that was replaced by Glocks and SIGs and things of that nature. But they're great little guns, and they, like I said, they're becoming harder to find. I've got a little Hogue grip sleeve. If anybody's wondering what that ugly thing is doing on that, when I acquired this pistol, it had a crack in the black plastic grips, and that didn't bother me. I just threw this on here to make it a little bit easier to shoot, so the grip wouldn't fall apart on me. But typically, when you find these pistols, they are going to have some finish wear on them, which is basically holster wear from coming in and out of a holster. The holsters that these come with are just a crude leather holster. They don't have any soft lining on the inside of the holster to protect the finish ring. They're just a crude leather, just something to hold the gun. So you're going to typically find that kind of wear on these pistols. There's even some down here from where the magazine's been loaded a lot and dropped out. They do have somewhat of a drop-free magazine. The magazine fits nice and flush in the bottom, which I might add is nice. Your magazine releases in your traditional spot here. It does drop free. Maybe not as good as a Glock or something like that, but it drops free good enough. And the way you break this thing down, I'm going to show you this real quick because we might as well. We're on the ball here. Go ahead and just cock the hammer back. You're going to pull the trigger guard down here, just like you do on a Makarov and the Hungarian PA63, and then you lift back on the slide and slightly up, and what happens is your slide will fall right off the barrel along with your recoil spring. There you go, and there's the inside of your slide. It does have a spring retention on your firing pin, unlike the Makarov, which has the free-floating firing pin. And there's your fixed barrel. Fixed to the frame, accuracy is great, and there's your beautiful chrome-lined barrel, polygonal rifling. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So easy. When you clean this pistol, you can tell when the barrel is clean because it's just literally shining back at you. Now, to put this back on, you just slide it over the barrel as such. And lift it back and way on back and kind of down, and what it does is just falls forward. Push up on your trigger guard. It does not have a magazine disconnect safety. It is a military sidearm. Typically you will not find magazine disconnect safeties on military sidearms. The cocked and locked feature works real well, just like a 1911. Your hammer's back and your safety's on. Will not fire. But the difference in this, of course, in a 1911 is this is a double action, single action. And surprisingly, the double action trigger pull is pretty smooth. I don't know what it weighs, probably 12 pounds or 14 pounds, I don't know. But it's pretty smooth. Your single action is nice with very little creep. And the first thing you'll notice when you get this pistol and you take it out and shoot it is the trigger is surprisingly good. And this gun is so easy to hit accurately with. I let my wife shoot this. She really liked it, and follow-up shots are really easy to complete with this pistol because of the weight and the fact that it doesn't have a really large caliber round. For self-defense, I would trust my life to a 9x18 millimeter Makarov. This thing holds 12 rounds in a double stack magazine. That is more than enough to defend your life. And these pistols just do not screw up. They just don't. But there's a short little video for you if you're looking at or have ever considered one of these. There's lots of YouTube videos on these guns, but I'd just be the first one to tell you guys, it's a great little gun. It really is, and the history is fascinating with these Milsurp guns. Go out and get you one. It's worth $200. Probably the best $200 you ever spent on an all-steel gun. I will do a review on the Russian Makarov and this pistol and show you the differences and some similarities in the two. I did a comparison video of the Russian Makarov and the Hungarian PA63, and they have quite a bit of difference in those two. But surprisingly, your CZ and your Makarov have a lot more similarities than your Hungarian PA63 and your Makarov. But be watching for that review. And the Romanian Tokarev, I want to do a review on that coming up. And man, my Sig Sauer 522 a tactical rifle, I'm going to do a review on that. And a bunch of other stuff coming up, guys. Range videos coming soon. Thank you for subscribing and viewing. Very much appreciate it. I'll catch you later.